Hello YouTube and welcome to a basic guide of Marvel Rivals' stretchiest duelist, Mr. Fantastic. Now I know Mr. Fantastic has been out for quite a while, so obviously I am obviously very late to making a guide for him. However, for anyone that is just starting to play Marvel Rivals and is interested in playing Mr. Fantastic, I might as well just make a guide of my own, hopefully to farm some juicy YouTube content. So anyway, we are going to obviously just show off every ability, show off some possible combos and everything about him. Starting off, so let's show off his abilities and everything. First, we'll start off with his basic attack, which is Stretch Punch. Stretch out a forward punch to attack enemies. Now obviously this is your mouse click and you punch, and it's basically just like a long range melee attack. You know, does some solid damage. I don't know like the correct numbers on how much damage it actually does, but it does solid damage. Well, that guy was low because that guy was shooting it, but yeah. Anyway, it does really solid damage, and as you can see on the bottom of my crosshair is a meter that is filling up. We'll get to that here in a second. Next thing that we're going to look at here is actually the primary, is that when I do this, I can basically, almost like a whip, like the entire arm becomes its own hitbox, and it's able to hit anything. Oops, I keep on missing. Hits anything that the arm hits. Like basically it becomes almost like an area denial. Well, not like an area denial, but like you can move your arm around like this and hit multiple people, which can be really good when everyone's like an enemy's like all in a crowded area and everything. That could be real handy in a situation like that. But yeah, anyway, the meter that now shows up on the bottom of the screen, or on the bottom of the crosshair, is his passive, which is elastic strength. Basically, once you do enough damage, the bar fills up, and once you get the bar all the way up, we'll just use the primary. Hopefully it's enough to get us to charge. It will be. We do this, and then we do a little bit of this, and then boom, we are in our elastic strength, which basically makes you beefier, makes you deal a lot more damage, and it's overall a very strong form to be in. So when you're like in constant combat, in my opinion, I think it's always best to just try and always be in this form, because you have a lot more health, you can tank a lot more hits, deal a lot more damage, and of course with his unique primary you can hit a lot of people in return. So now moving on to his first ability now, we will do Reflexive Rubber. Stretch body to absorb damage before launching stored energy in a targeted direction. Basically it's just what I like to call the fridge form. I know it's a very goofy name, but you know, you do this, become big, puff up your chest, absorb some damage, you tank it. You basically are invincible. Well, not really invincible, because obviously you're taking, here, let's do this, no ability cooldowns, here we go, so now we can just instantly do it when we feel like doing it, because now we can just do this. We have basically our shield, we absorb damage, and then we spit it right back out. You're able to basically absorb, I'm pretty sure if I remember correctly, any type of damage, it gets absorbed and then shot right back out, dealing some decent damage. I think if I remember correctly, the amount of damage that you reflect or absorb translates how much damage you send back. I think, I actually don't remember, but again, this is just a pretty simple basic guide to Mr. Fantastic. So yeah, that's his fridge form. You reflect damage with it. It's very cool, very nice, and he looks absolutely hilarious while doing it. Yeah, that's his fridge form for you. Alright, next up we are going to be looking at reflexive elongation. Basically, this is his E. This is like, obviously it does two different things depending on if you're doing it to an ally or doing it to an enemy. If you push the E, you basically stretch your arms forward, pull yourself in, and basically just thrust yourself into the enemy, giving you also, by the way, all of his abilities except for his ult and his fridge mode or reflect mode give elastic charge, so you to get into your big form, with this giving the most, with it giving 20 per hit. So it's definitely a good way of getting your charge. Also, for anyone, if you don't want to be in your big mode and you want to use your other abilities, because when you're in your big mode, you can't use your other abilities unless you cancel big mode first. So if you want to be out of big mode and use your other abilities, you can just simply cancel it, which is pretty nice. But yeah, so when you basically just do a small bit of damage, which is good to basically chase down an enemy, finish them off, and all that stuff. But then for teammates, you give them a shield, and it gives them a shield and charges up your meter as well while you're at it. So it's a very nice, very helpful tool to help keep your your teammates alive. And then also, if you're like in a very sticky situation, like you went in too deep and you want to get out, and you can see a teammate behind you, you can also use it to like get away, since it has like decent range, so you can like get out. So like if you're like fighting someone and everything, and oh no, you're low on health and you want to get back. Oh, hold on, we wait for them to spawn. Alright, so boom, 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 you're fighting somebody and you want to get out. Boom, you can basically just instant transmission over to your teammate, and just like that, you are out of the fight and you live another day, on top of giving your allies some extra shield as well, which is very nice. Now moving on to his final ability, being Descended Grip. Descended Grip. Extend arms forward to entangle an enemy, then pressing mouse button to pull the hit enemy toward you, or select and yank another enemy. Basically what it does, it's a long grab, so you can do this, and then you can either do, I messed that up. Wait, hold on. So we do this, do that, and we basically just gotta like move your screen over a little bit, grab them, grab that, impact, pull them together, so then you can hit them at the same time. Bam, just like that. Pretty simple, solid stuff. Or you could do this, and then impact, and then just pull them, yank them towards you, which could be good for like comboing with other stuff. So like a good example, this was actually in a recent ranked game that I did, where basically you can grab them, and then like you have like someone like activate their ult or something, you can just like yank them and pull them in, and then boom, they're in like an ult or whatever, like Moon Knight ult. Pull them in and do like a cool combo or something. Pretty cool stuff. It also increases elasticity meter. I think it does the most, I think, if I am correct. Yeah, it does 30 instead of 20, so I was mistaken. This does the most, meaning it is very strong. However, it only does it once though, so you only get 30 one time, unlike the thrust attack where you get 40 in total. So yeah, that's overall really solid, really nice stuff. And now we're moving on finally to his ultimate. His ultimate being Brainiac Bounce. Basically, you leap upward and smash the ground, slowing enemies within range. Can leap again upon landing a hit, with you having a max of 6 jumps and a minimum of 3. So basically, You do it. Land on the ground, deal damage, slowing enemies, and you get multiple bounces up to 6 in a minimum of 3. So you can land the first 3 with all that, and then the ult ends. But if you land more than that, then you're able to do it a total of 6 times. And again, it slows enemies down, making it easier to hit them. However, it is a little bit tricky to control sometimes, because yeah, because you're just bouncing around and everything, so it's kind of hard to use it. However, if you're like in a truly desperate situation, you could, I guess, technically use it as a movement tool, because you can bounce forward at least 3 times, so you can get away from any danger if you really need to. But then again, it's not really supposed to be intended as movement in any way, but it's still definitely an option if you're again, in a desperate need of getting out of a certain situation. You can use it that way. It's just not the way it's really intended for. But yeah, that is his basic kit. Now we're gonna go over to his team up ability. He only has one, Wedded Harmony. Basically, if you have Invisible Woman on your team, here, let's throw it up right here. Where is it? It is right here. Try it out. Basically, once you have the team up activated, you get a button, a C, which basically just gives you bonus health, but only when you're low enough, basically. So here, let's go over here and get some damage dealt to us. Boom, 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 and then we activate it, and then boom, we get a bunch of shield in return, and it keeps on regenerating for a little bit before decaying. I don't remember. Here, let's test and see if it's based on how low you are. Yeah, let's test it out. Here we do this. Yeah, so it charges up a lot. Well, actually no, it stays at a basic 450. So nothing all too crazy. Anyway guys, thank you so much for watching the basic Mr. Fantastic guide, and I will see you all in another video. Make sure to like and subscribe and comment down below for what type of videos you want me to do next. If you want me to do another basic guide on another character you want to see, or on just more Mr. Fantastic videos. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll catch you next time. Have a great day, everybody.